What up, y'all? It's your boy TA. We're here in my crib where I'm chilling at right now, working out to do episode 7 of the U versus U podcast. Come on, let's rock. Hey, you trying to come to the shit tonight? Can you? Toka?
The Toka?
He's already looking over here.
What's like,
If he does, he can either go or not go, but so can you.
So you can just hit record and we can just kind of. Is it all? Everybody's going? I think this is on.
yeah.
Your mic's on.
I'm
My
about to
sure.
be
Yeah.
sweating.
Mike's on. Nah, facts.
That's gonna be so genuine.
Mike's
I'm gonna be out here leaking.
Let's do it, boys.
All right, man. So we are back. You already heard the intro, episode 7 of the U vs. U podcast. We got the one and only Teddy Allen joining us. Thank you for coming on, bro. Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate y'all having me on, man.
And just how we do it every time on this podcast, we're just going to jump right into it. So this is a chance for you to just kind of, we want to hear about your story, your journey, where it all started. So go ahead, introduce yourself a little more, talk about where you're from, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I'm TA, Teddy Buckets. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. Grew up Mesa, went to Desert Ridge High School, transferred sophomore year into Nebraska. Played 2 years high school there, won Gatorade Player of the Year. Decided to go to West Virginia, played there a year, made it to the Sweet 16. Transferred to Wichita State, wasn't able to make it through my redshirt year because back then you had to sit out, you couldn't just go play. And then I had to go to Juco. Well, I got to go to Juco. Did well there, led the nation in scoring. Went to Nebraska, played pretty well. Was a leading scorer. Transferred to New Mexico State. And, the rest of history there, Had a big year. We had a great historic moment. That was really great for New Mexico. And that was really like a culmination to my career. And when I went there, it really made me feel like everything was worth it, because everybody who's been around me knows like the work that goes into this basketball. It's not just a game to me. So I feel like for however long my journey went, it was very fulfilling, and I liked being able to do that in New Mexico State, go to the tournament, win a game. It's been a long time. So
Yeah. And we're going to have to backtrack because that was like the
Yeah.
whole journey in like a minute.
That's it.
No, but so you grew up here, and then halfway through high school you said you bounced to Nebraska, right?
Yeah.
Was that just family moving around, or what was the reason for bouncing to Nebraska?
Yeah, I was really just having a tough time, coming up. So my moms thought it would be best for me to go to a place called Boys Town, really like a boarding school type of situation. Had to look into it a little bit. It's kind of tough there. If you do look into it, you'll see.
Yeah.
But, I think it was great for me. I needed the discipline. I needed have certain figures in place, have certain rules that I needed to learn. So I think it was good for me. Shout out to my mom for having the foresight to send me.
I'd say at the time, were you upset about the whole move to Nebraska, or did you understand it? Were you excited about it?
I mean, yeah, of course, 16-year-old. All I know is AZ.
Yeah.
Going to Nebraska.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My mama damn near had to trick me to go there.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, it worked out. Was able to be blessed and be the first ever Gatorade Player of the Year at Boys Town. And, I'm not super big on accolades because I feel like, God willing, I'm going to continue doing, amazing things. But that one's kind of special because when I was in Arizona, it kind of felt like I was sophomore year, I was kind of down and out a little bit at an early point in my life. So being able to kind of bounce back at a young age kind of set me up for being a man, set me up for, what's been my calling card, which is just, resilience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's dope.
And then talk about. Oh,
yeah,
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
And I was gonna say, talk about your early, experiences with basketball. Who put the ball in your hands? Why'd you choose basketball? All that stuff. What really made you want to be a hooper?
Man, I can't really remember. I mean, I'm sure my father put the ball in my hand, honestly, but I can't. I started playing organized when I was 5.
Mhm.
You know, as long back I can remember, I was just like into
Playing.
Kobe.
Yeah.
And then it was LeBron, and like just watching those guys, just became a student of the game. Oh, yo. Oh, sorry, my bad.
We're out in the elements, the
Hey,
AC
We're in
here.
elements.
yo.
We sweating this
Sweating.
hot.
Yeah, don't mess with the
like,
bugs.
TA
No
wanted
bugs.
this, by the way. He
Yeah.
wanted to sit in the sun,
He wanted to
Yeah.
sit in the
in the
sun.
cool shade.
Yeah.
He wanted
It's like
the
a
genuine vibe.
That's why I love AZ. I love
Yeah.
my city.
Yeah.
But what was I saying?
Talking about hooping.
Yeah, hooping, early experiences.
Yeah.
Why you start playing.
Yeah. Just watching guys, and you know, I've been a student of the game. Like a lot of times, especially with my style of play, maybe whatever people see me as for my character, they might think like I don't put a lot into basketball. But that's that's what I do, basketball. So that started at a young age, you know, park, driveway, anywhere I could get it in, I was always doing it. People always say, did you play any other sports? Nah, like I played flag football. I was maybe 5, 6, you know, but right away I was like, I'm a hooper.
Yeah.
I've always been.
Oh, that's dope. And then fast forward back again to Nebraska, because I did a little research. I always try to do a little background search for the guests. You averaged 30 in high school, and then that's how you like. You said you're not a big accolades person, but some of the numbers are crazy.
Yeah.
Like absolutely crazy. It said something like you're the only person since like 2008 to average 30, Gatorade Player of the Year, all that. So when did the offers and the college recruitment, all that start for you? Was that right away at Boys Town?
Man, that's what I was talking about a little bit earlier about how the bounce back, because junior year going in, you know, the last tournament, that Vegas tournament, what was it, the Fab 48?
Fab
Super
48.
64?
Yeah.
Something like that, one of those two. I had one offer from, what's the school? Some school in Omaha, I forget the name of it.
Nebraska, Omaha? Is it
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they offered me, and that was my only offer at the time. You know, I had a couple schools that going into. I remember this like it was yesterday. I would just be sitting by the phone talking to a lot of coaches, and they would all just be saying, you know, we want to see how you do at the Super 64. See how you do. We'll talk to you, you know, after. You know, after the first game, like 5 offers, high majors right away. By the end of the tournament, I basically had all the high majors besides the Blue Bloods, really. Like one or two from every high major conference. So it was a really big whirlwind. But even back then, when I was at that boarding school, God bless all the people that were there, I was able to have a special kind of set of rules where after school, gym, before school, gym. You know, me getting Gatorade Player of the Year was a goal that I set, like with my trainer, like getting back to being able to have all these offers. Like I would talk about it with my trainer having no offers. We'd be like, it just takes one tournament and you're gonna have all.
Yeah.
And the thing about me is, and a lot of people, you know, who are closer to me, my teammates, you know, that I play with, they know like I'm really. I kind of lost my thought, honestly. I ain't gonna lie. What was I saying?
You were talking about your offers and how one tournament could
Oh, yeah, I was just basically saying it was really validating,
Yeah,
you know?
no,
like,
for sure.
It was like, okay, you can do what you set your mind to. You can fall down and get back up with really, you know, not too much guidance, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of people know my story. My mom's passed away my senior year. So just a lot of these moves, like, maybe people are always asking, like, why is he always transferring this and that? Well, why is just like a teenager just making moves?
Yeah.
You know, these are basically $100,000 million moves
Yeah.
that is getting made by, you know, a young man,
Yeah.
you know, who had a father, but, you know, didn't have one at this time.
Yeah.
You know, so it's tough. So it's no excuse, you know, nothing like that. I'm just saying, if you like look at a big picture, you really would. It would really make you think, I think more of me than less of me.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, that's well said.
Real stuff.
And you said, so after all the high majors came in, you chose West Virginia, right? Right out of the gate?
Yeah.
Talk through that decision, why Bob Huggins, you know,
What
all
was the
that.
top 5? Like,
Yeah, all that.
I mean, my high school coach kind of made my top 5, honestly, if I'm being very honest. I messed with him, though, Coach K.
Did you go on visits?
Nah, I didn't go on all my visits here, because here's the thing. My mom's was terminally ill during this time, and she was able to make one visit, and it was West V. And you know, she liked it. Like, she didn't have anything to compare it to, but she liked it. And I just decided to go there. I was like, you know, she went there. She's not going to be here, and she was there, so maybe, like, you know.
Yeah, live through that.
Mm.
That's dope. So
That
then,
is dope.
like, first day, you commit, season goes by, and you're on campus. Talk about, like, your first experience getting on campus. Were you nervous? Were you excited? Were you ready to hoop?
West V?
Yeah.
Oh, I was ready to rock, you know. New situation. I'm coming from a very sheltered, coddled, pretty much unrealistic situation into West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
So, a lot of adaptation, you know, a lot of learning, a lot of tough days, but in a good way, you know. Like, I don't run from the work, so
Yeah.
I was ready to work when I got there, and it's never changed.
Mm-hmm. And then freshman year, you were getting minutes you were getting burned right away, right?
Burn.
It was that.
I ain't gonna hold you though.
Burn.
I wouldn't have said it was burn back then.
Back
but
then.
looking at it now, like reflective, right? You look back, you get older.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing some stuff like that on that veteran team that went to the Sweet 16.
Yeah. No, that's, again, like I said, I was doing a little bit of research, and that was what it was saying. It was right away, made an impact. You guys had a little bit of a run in the tournament, didn't you?
Yeah, we were really the only team that competed. That was the team in Villanova. They had all
Yeah.
the leaguers. They had about 5 boys.
They won it that year, right?
Yeah, they had Mikal Bridges, Dante Vincenzo, Spellman, David Pascal.
Oh, yeah.
And Brunson. That's 5 leaguers, you know.
Yeah.
And we actually kind of, I ain't gonna say we had them on the ropes, but we was the only team that was competitive with them in the tournament. But you know how basketball goes. You know, could be one day your day, one day another team's day. But
Yeah.
that was a great team. It was championship caliber for sure.
And then why didn't you want to return to West Virginia? Did you have other
Man.
options, or what went into switching out of there?
Just just you know, like I said, just thinking for myself, really, just thinking about what I could do. Being a young kid, wanting to get to the league, like feeling like I had basically what's considered to be a big season as a freshman. You know, at that time it was the best conference in the nation.
Yeah.
And so I guess me just being myself at the time, I just wanted to try to leverage that for myself and shoot on a path that I saw best fit, you know, which maybe it wasn't the best fit, you know.
Yeah.
18-year-old, 17-year-old making this decision, but you know, I'm a stand by what I do and, you know, live with it, rock with it, and make the best out of it.
I want to ask you too, like, you got supreme confidence. Where did that confidence come from? Like, was it something that you just always had as a kid? Was it something that you developed through the years? I know we were kind of talking about it yesterday, but where does that confidence come from? And what advice do you have for kids to kind of grow their confidence?
The supreme confidence. I just feel like, first of all, I just feel like God has blessed me. That's me personally.
Yeah.
But besides that, it's just determination, pride. You know, I want to be the best.
Yeah.
I want to toe to toe with anybody.
Yeah.
I want to be the best. So
yeah,
that's just how I rock. You know, I don't want to get plunked when I'm playing basketball. I don't want people coming at me like I'm some sucker or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not talking with this. I'm just talking about
on the court
as a player.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing I always tell my teammates. As a leader, I just say, I don't mind. You could go 5 for 25. You could go 0 for 0. Just don't be sissy-footing around out there.
Yeah.
Stomp out there. Do you.
Yeah.
Do you for us.
Yeah.
And that's what I try to give my teammates. Try to rub off on them as best I can. I'm not saying I'm the best teammate of all time, but I feel like I help my teammates a lot. I know for a fact.
No, your energy is contagious. Even that one workout I was at last week, 2 weeks ago, you guys started playing once towards the end, and it was no games. You're like, I'm not letting these dudes beat me. You won every single one-on-one, and just
competitive.
Jump, your energy was contagious. You started talking, having fun, and then 2 other dudes that are usually quiet at workouts started talking and having fun. So I could definitely see how that works out for your teammates and stuff for sure. But then going through after West Virginia, you transferred to Wichita State. Is that right? Or you were trying to?
After West Virginia, Wichita State.
Wichita State. But then it was the red shirt thing, and you tried to, because you had to sit out a year, right, when you transferred D1 to D1?
Yeah, they had tried to appeal for a waiver because, like I said, back then you couldn't just play right away, and they didn't give it to me, so I had to sit out that year, yeah.
And then from there, it went Wichita State to Juco, you said, right?
Yes, sir.
Nebraska
Yes.
Juco, and then you led the nation, all the scoring accolades. Talk about going from high D1, big impact on a tournament level, obviously, to 2 years. Now you're at a Juco. Like, did that do anything for your mental? Was that just like, all right, this is my journey? And talk about that.
I mean, for me, I would say it was a humbling experience, which it definitely was. But I love the hoop, so it didn't really bother me,
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't feel like when I was D1, like, that didn't make me feel validated. So, because I'm someone who believes, like, every day you got to prove yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter, like, what you did, it's what you're doing for me now, So, I just went there and was like, hey, I'm in Juco, I shouldn't be here. But if I'm the best player in the nation, then it's proof that I shouldn't be here.
Yeah. That's good for a lot of young people, too. It's like they just, even that show, what's the show? Last Chance?
Oh, Last Chance
All
U?
these big D1 dudes that go there and get pissed about being there, but then they don't prove that they're the best, and they average like 5 points a game. But you obviously did the opposite, average, 30 again? At Juco?
He did the opposite.
Yeah.
When did you figure out, like I'm a pro? I can play professional basketball. This is something I can do for a living. Like, when did that kind of click in your mind? Was it, like,
When I was like
in high school,
5 or 6.
like 5 or 6?
Yeah, like I was like, when I was 5 or 6, I was hell bent, dead set, for certain I was gonna play in the NBA.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as you get older, you realize like it's not up to just being good at basketball.
Yeah.
Not everything's up to you.
Yeah.
And everything's on God's timing.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, always.
Did that faith come from your mom or yourself? Did you find that yourself?
I mean, yeah, my mom, both my parents instilled faith in me, and it's always stuck with me,
Yeah.
A lot of my tattoos are like about faith and just things that inspire me within the boundaries of what I believe.
Yeah, for sure.
So
That's dope. And then just to finish out the college career, transferred again to Nebraska, like University of Nebraska, killed it there again. I think you led them in scoring.
yeah,
And then transferred to New Mexico, where you obviously talked
New Mexico State. New Mexico State.
My bad.
You'll get beat up for saying
New
that.
Mexico
Yeah.
Aggies,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a little different. It's a little different. The Lobos and the Aggies, right?
Yeah.
to New Mexico State, and you briefly touched on that, like right when you introduced yourself. But talk about like that historical run and what obviously you had a huge role on that program. But talk about your whole experience, and you touched on it in the intro. But if you could dive a little deeper on
We're
that.
talking New Mexico?
Yeah, anyway, Mexico State.
I mean, to me, that's like, I had another year in college, and the reason I didn't go back was because to me, it felt college was full circle. Like, I took the road less traveled. I probably made it a little tougher on myself. I definitely made it tougher on myself. But I got a lot out of it.
Mhm.
I played for Bob Huggins, Hall of Famer. Greg Marshall, Hall of Famer. I think-ish. I don't know. But I think he's a great coach. I think he's a Hall of Famer. And who else? Chris Jans. To me, a Hall of Fame basketball mind for sure. And then Coach Corey, my Juco coach, unlocked me.
Yeah.
Like, when he recruited me, he told me, TA, come lead the nation in scoring. Come be the guy. And I said, bet. All the people I've gotten to play for, hope I'm not forgetting anyone. Mike T, my coach I just on Winnipeg. Like the basketball experience I've gained and knowledge makes me dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know so much, seen so much. Basketball has heartbroken me, and I've shaken back numerous times. So it just gives me, the most confident person more confidence.
Now, that's interesting because a lot of players have max 3 coaches. Say you go to the same high school, same college, and then you go to the league or wherever you go. So you got a lot of layers and perspectives as far as basketball minds, different things. So that's actually an interesting perspective, like bouncing around doing different things. That's pretty crazy.
No, that is crazy.
You did the same thing. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
I
You had a lot of different coaches.
transferred a ton of times too, and I think it helps you understand how to be dynamic, play in different systems, and adapt, right? And like that's something that he does really well, and that's why he fits, I think, in the professional ranks so well, because you can adapt. Like, it doesn't matter who you play for or who you're playing with. Like, you can play your game, you can adapt, you can help people be better. And I think that helped you a ton, like, just transferring and going to different schools. Talk about, like, taking New Mexico State to a point that they've never been at before, like, especially in the tournament, beating UConn and that whole experience.
I just feel like, as much as I feel like a talent-wise in basketball I'm special, but I also feel like I am IQ-wise. And as much as I can play a role on any team, when a coach gives me the keys and organization gives me the keys, like New Mexico, like Winnipeg, it makes like somebody who is ready to rock, ready to go, locked and loaded every day, even like more ready to go. Because it's like, not only am I like supposed to just do what I do, which is like, if I'm playing minutes, I'm gonna hoop.
Yeah.
But they want me to carry this, and I can. So it just feels good.
That's huge. Especially like someone with confidence. It sucks when you see players, their confidence dive. Some coach doesn't believe in them or doesn't give them the burn or all that stuff. So
100%.
You said you want to talk about pro ball? What you
Yeah, so let's talk about the pro ranks, man. Let's talk
Football?
about. No.
Oh, I thought you say football.
No. Pro ball.
Oh.
So talk about the pre-draft process. So, I was lucky enough to have you for pre-draft and learn more about your game, learn more about who you are as a person. Your work ethic was contagious. I think the whole group kind of picked up your energy and it was a fun pre-draft. Talk about that experience with Kenneth Lofton Jr., KJ Williams, Jamal Cain. Talk about that whole experience and how that helped you too.
Man, it was really good. Those guys are all tough. Jamal tough, KJ tough, Junior tough, Rondo tough. We had a squad in there, we was going at it. Yeah, and for me, that's perfect. You know, like I want to feel tested, and I definitely felt tested every day by those guys. And the best thing about it was, no matter where everybody went, some guys to the league, other guys to other places, everybody was better served for that situation.
Yeah.
We all iron sharpened iron with everybody. I remember even Thon Maker was in there with us. You know, he's in China killing right now.
Mm-hmm.
He was going. You remember?
Yeah.
He was there working out with us.
Yeah.
Going at it with us too.
Yeah.
So it's just good when. That's why I love it. The competition. You know, that's what it breeds.
Yeah. And then after that situation, obviously you had some NBA workouts. Talk about the NBA workout process, and then going from that, not getting drafted, to your experience with the Wichita Sky Kings, right?
Yeah. I mean, per my agent at the time, and also per myself, I did extremely well in the workouts.
Mm-hmm.
I think I showed well for myself on and off the court.
Who all did you work out for?
The list was like 9 teams. I can't remember all of the teams.
Yeah.
I remember we actually canceled one too because we were situated at the time. And, but yeah, like I said, I feel like if I had, let's put it down. Let's just say I had 7 workouts. I think I was the best player on the floor for at least 3 of them. And at the time, the people who were at the workout said the same thing. So that's what tells me, you know, besides what I already knew, like, you know, it's not basketball, like, so I'm just going to continue to try to just show that I'm a good person, you know, on and off the floor, and that you could build an organization around me or bring me in to be a piece of organization, you know, however that looks. Mm-hmm. And that's just what I I plan on continuing to keep doing.
Yeah. Talk about the last season. You were the MVP of the Canadian League. You said earlier that the coach kind of gave you the keys, instilled some confidence, and you just ran with it. So talk about just going crazy this year. You averaged, 30 or something?
Like 27.
27. Had like a 40-point game or something wild, a couple of them.
Hit 9 threes one game.
Yeah.
So just talk about, you know, this last season, this most recent season, your MVP season, and how all that went. Did you know from the jump, like, I want to be MVP this year, halfway through? Like, when did that kind of accumulate and you realize, like, damn, I'm I'm really the MVP of this league?
I mean, I knew it before the season started. I knew it when I played last year, when I barely just got on the team and played like 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
But last year, it's hard to come on a team right before the playoffs and play a big role. And I ended up starting every game except for one. And played, well. But obviously, I knew, and whoever knows me know, I wasn't even getting a crumb compared to what I actually do, which is fine. That's the role they brought me to play, and that's what I did. And I feel like I did it unselfishly and willingly. But obviously, any competitor wants more, bigger piece of the pie,
Mm-hmm.
And if you can do it, do it.
Yeah. Oh, I love it, man. You got anything else you want to add to the?
Nah, let's jump into some of the fun stuff now.
All right, so we got a little segment we started actually with our last episode with Sir Walter Ellis. It's called. This segment is actually sponsored by Scottsdale Basketball. Shout out to Scottsdale Basketball.
Let's get it.
So this is called This or That. So I'm going to say 10 things. It's going to be obviously 2 different things, and you just got to pick which one it is. All right. So I'm just going to go rapid fire.
I say this or that?
No, so I'll say it'll be like this or that, and you just choose whatever option you want.
Okay, bet.
So shoot or pass?
Pass.
Stay in or go out?
Stay in.
Tattoos or shoes?
Both of them. Come on now.
Hats or do-rags?
Both of them. Come on now.
He's gonna say
Come on now. You talk about TA Essentials right now. No hat.
Silver or gold?
Silver.
Kobe or Jordan?
Kobe.
High-end designer or streetwear? Streetwear? Supreme or Bape?
Ooh, both of them. Come on. Look, I got the
You got Bape
Bape
tat,
Beast
you got
right here.
Juco,
And the Supreme coming. Where's the camera? Is it right here? Or is it over
Both
here?
of them, right here.
Supreme
Right here.
coming. You don't see it. Don't worry about it.
Gucci or Louis?
Louis, easy. Gucci's out of date.
And Arizona or Canada?
They both have my heart. I ain't gonna flex. It's tough. I'm gonna say both of them.
That's new. We might have to instill a rule you can't say
You can't say
on the
both
next one.
times because
Yeah.
he went
New
for
rule.
both.
Win both.
Yeah.
On
New
5
rule.
of them. No, but that's it, man. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. Appreciate you jumping on at your crib. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Stupid
Yeah,
Hey,
appreciate y'all,
You
man.
already know.
Y'all my
Right,
boys,
mine.
man.
We always
Appreciate
say
y'all.
this, but part 2, we're
Part
going to
two.
pull out to Canada or something crazy.
Wherever you at.
Yeah.
Wherever you at.
Give a tour.
You know if
all
you're
that.
saying it, I believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Let's
Come
do
on
it.
now. Hey, man, this been You Versus You, episode 7 podcast, man. Thank y'all for coming through, but now y'all gotta go, man. Get out of here.